Morning, Knicks Nation. Happy Friday to you. Today is Friday, the 17th day of March, 2023. Hope you're safe and healthy today, and your family also. I hope they're safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are saving lives, and those pick up garbage for us to keep streets and sidewalks, parks, buildings, stairwells clean and disease free. And those that make deliveries of important things that we sometimes take for granted, like food and water, as well as mail for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here helping to rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The victims also of pornography and child pornography. The victims of prostitution and child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses upon the perpetrators of these things. Double curses on the profiteers of these things. Double curses on the perverts that help create this heinous industry, finally. Blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and children, mostly children, in the streets without roofs over their head right now. And millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Basketball game is scheduled tomorrow. The New York Knicks will be playing the Denver Nuggets tomorrow. Denver Nuggets have already clinched a playoff spot. They've already clinched their division, and they're rolling. They actually, in their last 10 games, have not been rolling as much, but they played so well this year that they can have losing streaks and it's not affecting their position. So they're 5-5 in their last 10. On the road, they're 17-17, and they're 30-6 at home. So they're coming to the Garden to play the Knicks. The Joker is always, he's a superstar. He's that dude, and so it's not going to be easy. They got Jamal Murray back. They got a nice group: Jamal Murray, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Michael Porter Jr., the Joker, and Aaron Gordon. They got a nice starting five. They had real strong bench, but then there was some internal problem with Bones Highland, and they sent him to the Clippers. That weakened their bench greatly because Bones Highland was a great scorer for them off the bench. So right now, their bench looks like they have Reggie Jackson, who they got from the Clippers as a buyout. He got bought out by the Clippers. Bruce Brown, tremendous defensive player. Jeff Green, these are all veterans. Thomas Bryant, who they got from the Lakers, and then Christian Braun, who I don't even know. So their bench is not as strong as the Knicks bench right now. Okay, and losing Bones Highland was big. But that doesn't mean anything. This team is got their championship window open. Like I said, they've been waiting for Jamal Murray to come back. He's back. And, they've got the Joker, who's two-time MVP already. And they already, mentioning him as three-time. I don't think he should be this year, but they mentioning him like that again. So, is what it is. The Knicks, on the other hand, should be getting, I'm expecting Jalen Brunson to return, which is going to unfortunately push Deuce McBride out of the rotation. I know a lot of people want Tibbs to go to a 10-man rotation just to get Deuce in the game because of his production, but I don't believe in that. And I'm a Deuce Hive. Deuce, Mitch Rob, and Obi are my guys on the Knicks. And so I'm Deuce Hive, always been Deuce Hive since before he even got drafted by the Knicks. But I don't want Tibbs to do stuff that's unfamiliar and uncomfortable coming into the playoffs. What you want is a familiarity, a continuity, a level of comfort of what you're doing. Tibbs has been coach for 20 years in the NBA. So if he wants to do 9-man rotation, I have no problem with that. And, we still have Deuce. And the thing about Deuce is that he's always ready. Okay, he's always ready. So the more minutes he gets, the more consistent he is. That's what we all are now seeing, which I've been telling you for a minute. The more he plays consistently, the more consistently he will shoot. He's always going to play defense, but the more consistently his shot will fall. That's kind of hard to do because the Knicks got really good guards right now, starting with Jalen Brunson, of course, who should have been an all-star and probably will be all-NBA this year, or he should be. And then, of course, Emmanuel Quickley, who should be in the consideration for 6th man of the year. So that's why Deuce is having a hard time getting on the floor. The Knicks are just deep. Now, The same starting five should be out there with Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, and Julius Randle. I'm expecting some fire from Mitch Rob tomorrow. Okay, I'm expecting some fire from him. He put out a tweet yesterday that with some baby stuff, which apparently he might be expecting his second child. That could also attribute to some of his frustration. He wears his emotions on his sleeve. That's how Mitch Rob is. We love him because he's very honest, very open, very jovial usually. So he was complaining about not getting the ball. I don't take it too seriously. I think it's him dealing with a whole bunch of stuff, and he just expressed himself. I am 100% sure that somebody on the Knicks talked to him after that. So I think he's going to be all right. I'm expecting him to come out with fire tomorrow. Hopefully he's working on his free throws, but I'm expecting him to really put that defense. Really, I expect him and Hartenstein to take turns guarding the Joker. Tag team him as they both come in and out. Mitrop has not been himself for the last two games. He just hasn't been. He's played less minutes. He's put up less production. I mean, it just has. It's been what it is. The Knicks have been able to beat both the Lakers and the Trailblazers in spite of that. But if he can come out with some fire tomorrow, it will help a lot because this is a tough team. So that's that. Now, aside from that, last night I watched the game between the Nets and the Kings. The Kings beat the Nets last night, and so the Knicks are now a game and a half in fifth, ahead of Brooklyn for the fifth seed. It was a good game. The Kings are for real, and it's amazing to me. They remind me so much of the Knicks, the way they play. It's just they got the same kind of setup that the Knicks have. Only difference is right now with their record, they're tied for second in the West, second in the conference, so they're doing good. But the Kings really, with De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, and Sabonis, of course, Sabonis playing five. They're really good. And then Malik Monk and Davion Mitchell and Kessler Edwards, Trey Lyles, they got a really, really good bench. It reminds me a lot of us. Just the Knicks are slightly different because Mitch Rob is more of a rim protector, and Julius is, as we know, a power player. And so that's the difference between him, Sabonis, Murray, and them. But they're very similar to the Knicks. They play great defense. Their bench, they depend on their bench to score. They're going to be a problem in the playoffs. The Kings are. And being that they won their 42nd game last night, they have clinched the winning record for the first time in like 20 years. Yeah, it's been a long time since 15, 20 years since they've had a winning record. So like I said, I vote for Mike Brown as much as I love Tom Thibodeau, and he should be mentioned for Coach of the Year because of what he's doing in New York. But I got to give it to Mike Brown. He's got to be the Coach of the Year this year. Hands down, he should run away with it, what he's done with this squad. So they beat the Nets. Now the Knicks are 41-30, and the Nets are 39-32. Miami right now is 2.5 games. Actually, they're 3 full games behind the Knicks. They're in the 7th seed. They're also a game and a half behind Brooklyn right now. So again, the top 3, Milwaukee, Boston, Philly, it's going to end up being them 3 in some order. Milwaukee's looking pretty strong right now. So I wouldn't, I'm pretty sure they're going to end up at the top. Between Boston and Philly, they're vying for that 2 and 3 spot right now. Right now, Philly's a game behind Boston. And then it looks like Cleveland is pretty much alone in the 4th seed. The Knicks are 2.5 games behind them. Now, anything could happen. I ain't going to front. Anything could happen. But the likelihood is with 11 games left, there's not going to be a lot of change. So it's going to be Cleveland in the 4th seed. And the Knicks right now are looking pretty strong to be the 5th seed. Okay. Then you got Brooklyn and then, of course, Miami. Now, below Miami, there's a battle for the last 3 spots in the East in the play-in. Washington and Atlanta. Washington, the 10th spot. Actually, the 11th and 12th spots are Chicago and Indiana. Same record. They're both 18 games out of first. Both of them are 2.5 games behind Atlanta, which Atlanta's in the 8th spot. Toronto is right now a half game behind Atlanta. Toronto's in a nice spot. Washington is 2 games behind Atlanta and only a half game above Indiana and Chicago. all of these teams are playing, of course, in the next 3 or 4 days, and every game is important. So the last seeds are going to be important. I bring up the Wizards because I talked about yesterday the possibility of a free agent, Kristaps Porzingis. I know some of y'all was really adamant because you're saying he's injury prone, blah, blah, blah. You need to go look at this year more closely. He's not that dude anymore. Okay, I'm not saying he's going to play 82 games, but he definitely could play 65 games. He's still very high skilled. He is still a unicorn. Some of y'all just don't remember. And some of y'all just don't look. Some of y'all just spout off without really checking stuff. But I didn't check the boy. He could play still. And if he came to the Knicks, it'd be all that. But yes, the Knicks have to make space for him. Cannot afford him and Grant without trading away two major players, which I hope they don't do. I expect Obi Toppin will be on the trade block this summer. And it's not because the Knicks are trying to get rid of Obi as some of your negativity ones come with. It's because Obi is too good. He's too good to sit on the bench. He should be starting. Okay? That's why. He's too good to be playing 12 minutes a game. He should be playing 30 minutes a game somewhere. Okay? He can't do it in New York because we got Julius Randle. And Julius Randle plays at least 35 minutes a game. Okay, 30, 35 minutes. If he plays 35 minutes, that only leaves 13 for Obi. Okay, and no, Tom hasn't played Obi at the 3 too much. Okay, it is what it is. So I'm expecting a talent like that, the Knicks to use to get talent. Okay, and so we're going to see what happens at this point, but I'm expecting Obi to be on the trade block. We've been talking about this for 2 years now. I've been talking about this for 2 years. Obi being really too good to stay on the Knicks bench. So I'm saying he might decide he'll stay on the Knicks bench. If he does, okay. But in terms of talent level, in terms of upside and potential, he's 25 right now. Okay, he's 25. He ain't 23. He ain't 22 like Deuce is 22. Grimes is 22. Or IQ is 23. They got a couple more seasons they could wait. Obi's 25 right now. Okay, he got to make his move now. So I'm expecting him to be a trade candidate this summer. I would look for him to be part of a package that would include either a Jeremy Grant. The Knicks could ask about Mikal Bridges. I don't think that's going to happen because of how well he's playing and how well the Nets are doing right now. And then, of course, we talked about Kristaps Porzingis. So I don't know what's going to happen, but there's definitely going to be in the air this summer. Obi looking at trade. Look, Knicks looking at trades for Obi. And again, some of y'all are gonna take it negative. Why we gotta trade Obi? It's because Obi is too good to sit. And there's no room for him to get more minutes. This is a good problem to have, but eventually a kid wants to start, especially he's approaching the prime of his career. He's just turned 25. Next March he'll be 26. It's time. Okay, he's got to come out. So we're going to see how this works out, but that's what I'm thinking going forward. So right now, I'm not going to see the game live at tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It's a matinee game, but I'm definitely going to watch it after Shabbat tomorrow. So hopefully the Knicks will get this win. Right now, we got our squad, which includes Obi and Mobb Deep. If Jalen Brunson, which I expect to start tomorrow, you're going to have IQ back in Mobb Deep. So you're going to have IQ, Obi, Hartenstein, all of them on Mobb Deep again. And so, and of course, Josh Hart. So, I'm expecting us to come out with all cylinders rolling tomorrow. Jalen Brunson should be healthy, rested, and ready to go. He's a warrior. So, I think we're in good shape. So it's gonna be a battle. Can't predict no win against Denver. They that good. So we know it's gonna be a battle though. The thing is, the Knicks are not good on matinee games. They just not. Matinees is not New York's thing. Okay, especially matinees at the Garden. They just don't play well. So hoping we can be prepared. It's been 3 days since they played. I'm hoping they get their practice in. I'm hoping they get healthy, and I'm hoping they're raring to go. Because you know what? The Joker going to come into the Garden looking to put on a show. So we got to be ready, okay? So anyway, y'all enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Friday. Please be safe out there. Shalom.